Hey friends, it's Dimitri with the Boschko Streetwear. So the other day I celebrated 7 years of having and opening my clothing business. So that's the date when I basically opened my website, and that's what I consider my birthday for my brand. And I just had these made. This is the 7 year anniversary tee. This is going to be releasing March 29th or earlier, but that'll be the latest day that it'll release. And these turned out really, really crispy. I really like how they turned out. But I wanted to talk about 7 things that I've learned from 7 years in business. And I think these points will be really helpful for you guys. And I'm going to try to make this video 7 minutes long, but we'll see how that goes. So the first point is that momentum takes time, but it is a very powerful force. So when you're starting out your brand, once you get that step in your business where you really pick up pace, you really want to keep pushing that and keep growing your brand from that point out. I remember the point at which this started to really work for me was there was kind of 2 points. One was early on when I started to grow my brand on social media, and I had people, start purchasing stuff daily, and the follower counts were going up, so there was a lot of buzz around it. And then a really big point with that momentum was when I had a specific drop and I sold a lot of t-shirts that day. I think like 25 or 30 t-shirts, which was a lot for me for a drop. And from that point on, each drop after that, it was starting to pick up and business was picking up. So once you get momentum going, don't stop it. Keep your foot on the gas, and things will work out much better for you. It is very difficult though to get up to that point, but once you're there, it's much easier. Number 2 is work on yourself. Work on personal things that you have going on because those spill into your brand. If you are starting your brand, especially by yourself, you don't have a team, you don't have other people around you, everything is on your shoulders. So that means you need to work on your own issues that can cloud your judgment, that can cloud your focus, the way you work, the effort that you put in. There's so many things that are working against you in your personal life that you may or may not realize. And once you start getting rid of bad habits, bad people in your life, bad things that you're doing, wasting time, all this kind of stuff, distractions, once you get rid of that and you start focusing all that energy and time and money into your business, you're going to really see it grow. If you focus on your health, going to the gym, being just healthy overall, not doing like harmful things to yourself, you're going to think clearly, work better, and you're going to just feel great every day going into work. The third point is develop urgency. So there's a lot less time in the day than you really think that there is. There's many times here where I'm like trying to like focus on like 2 or 3 things, and like I barely get them done in the day because there's just so much going on. There's tons of emails. There's, inventory management. I'm designing stuff, running errands, picking up stuff, doing taxes, paperwork. Just so many things are flying at you every single day. Just even getting stuff shipped out can be a challenge, especially during drops. And you gotta basically be prepared to face that and not put stuff off. So have a sense of urgency, like, hey, I need to get this done immediately. I need to get back to this customer immediately. I need to ship all of this stuff out today, not tomorrow. Don't leave stuff piled on your plate, because then the next day it's going to be very difficult. The fourth thing, and this is kind of an issue that I've struggled with and something I've always trying to learn and grow from, is to get your cash flow locked down. So what that means is the cash flow is basically money that's going in and out of your business. And a lot of times it could be difficult to manage it because you have inventory issues, or you need to buy equipment or supplies, or something breaks, your rent goes up, prices go up, inflation. There's so many things that are working against you, and you really have to keep an eye on all of those details with finances, because you can really over leverage yourself. You can have a bad month, or you can even have a really good month with sales, and you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on those things. And really, at the end of the day, what's going to save you the most in this situation with money is focus on just keep getting more customers. The more customers you have, the more of a hedge of protection you have around your brand, because obviously those people, if you have a quality product and you have quality service, they're going to keep buying from you. You're going to get repeat customers. You're going to get people that place very large orders. And that's going to obviously really help your business grow, but it's also going to save your business in times where you really need it. So point 5, things will work out, but not always how you expect them to be. So I'll give you an example. There's certain times where I do a certain drop and then like I have this design, I worked on it, it's really cool, I think it's really cool, but then people may not be as responsive to it, and maybe it doesn't really sell as well as you thought it would. And then on the flip side, you might make a design that's kind of like a throwaway design where you just added it in for a drop, and that design becomes super popular and everyone wants it. And this has happened many, many times. There's like designs that I kind of just do on the side, and I don't really think it's like the best thing ever, but it still worked, like from my experience. But then that becomes super, super popular and people want that specific design. Or maybe you might make a design that's popular, but people really want it in a hat or a hoodie, not necessarily a t-shirt. So all that to say, you know, you might have plans and goals, and, you know, maybe a lot of them do or do not work out, but at the end of the day, you know, as long as you're improving and getting, you know, past your failures, that is what's important. And, you know, things are not going to always work out exactly how you plan it. No matter, like, you know, you might have a list like, okay, this is my goal for this month, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, but things come up in your personal life, things come up in business, things happen, and you can't always control everything. There are certainly things that you can control, but, you know, as long as you're getting those things down and you're improving daily, you know, you're going to be on a much better path than just ignoring everything and not paying attention to all the details in your business. Number 6, learning is not negotiable. So this is something that I learned about 2-3 years into the business, is that the more I was learning about how to run a business, how to run finances, manufacturing, you know, like all that customer service, all that kind of stuff, the more I was learning and pressing into that, the more I was essentially earning, or the more the brand was growing, right? You want to make learning a focal point in your business, especially early on. And from once you get things going, you still want to keep learning and improving. And if you do that, you're going to see a lot of growth in your business. If you do not like learning, I would really suggest that you probably need to step away from this, because, you know, really it's about gaining knowledge and things you don't understand, so that you can apply that knowledge to, you know, grow your business, learn more about the trade itself, learn about manufacturing, learn about finances, economy, all that kind of stuff. That stuff is really going to help propel your brand forward. The last thing that I want to talk about is the entire business is not what you get out of it, it's what you put into it. And what you put into it is correlated with output many, many times. So the amount of effort that you put into your business, you can expect an equal or greater amount of output many times. Not always, but many times from what you put in. And the business itself, it's not like you start it to try to get everything from it, right? You're like extracting all of your effort from it, all the money from it. Your focus should always be about what is good for the business, and what is good for the business is essentially what is good for the customer. So be focused on customers, be focused on quality, be focused on learning and improving all of your systems in your brand. If you do that, you're gonna be much more successful in what you're trying to accomplish with your brand, how big you're trying to make it, and things are just gonna work out much better day to day. And that is something that you definitely want to keep on the forefront of your mind, is what is good for the business, what is good for the customer, not what is necessarily good for me. There's a lot of certain things that I could do right now that I could splurge on this and that, but why would I do that when I could reinvest that into the business to keep it growing, to keep improving stuff, to make shipping cost less, to improve the quality of the product. All those sorts of things have much bigger returns than all those short-term thinking that you might have when you start out your business. So yeah, those are 7 quick things that I learned from 7 years in business. I think I went a little bit over 7 minutes in this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to another 7 years. If you guys got any value of this video, or if you have any comments or questions, you can leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.